There was a beautiful, brief period of time from 2003 to 2005 where the LEGO Group made a series of creator robots. And I dare say, this was a peak era for LEGO. These character builds were full of fun, full of personality, and packed with creativity. Even modern LEGO mech marvels that we see today, they don't quite hold up to the titans of creativity that these sets are. So let's check them out. Let's take a look at these great sets and examine a long-lost era of LEGO. This wasn't the first set to come out of this creator robots wave, but it might be the best one. We're gonna start off with the biggest. It's Titan XP, a colossal giant filled with beautiful colors and a nice range of posability as well. I talked about those colors. Look at them. Black, dark bluish gray, a bit of orange, that's nice, but when you couple it with sand blue, oh my word. And look at how much sand blue you get, that's such a nice color. And it looks even better amongst all these other colors too. Oh, but how can I forget? Chrome silver. Even just the smallest little hint of that sparkly silver. Oh man. This was the glory days, where LEGO was still actively producing and including this color in LEGO sets. And no matter how it was used, it always looked incredible. The perfect little finishing touch to round it off. I miss that, man. LEGO, bring back this color. Titan XP's size was unlike anything we'd really seen before in any LEGO constructible action figure. I got this set on Christmas Day back when I was a kid, and let me tell you, finally getting my hands on something this big, this gigantic, it felt like a dream come true. Little younger Ben marveled at the clever designs, like the snot construction to make this rounded head. Wow. Or the use of minifigure legs to make posable fingers. How clever. Funnily enough, I don't actually think this is something that LEGO would do today. You have to remember, the LEGO Group has very, very strict policies about how minifigure pieces and minifigures themselves, and they have a strict policy about how they can be used and how they can be portrayed. For example, you might remember a somewhat more recent LEGO set called Ray the Castaway. It was a gift with purchase. Originally, this was a submission on LEGO Ideas. The original submission model featured this clever technique where the minifigure had taken off his pants and turned it into a flag, kind of simulating the lifestyle of this little dude. You need some cloth to make a flag, why not take your pants off and turn that into a flag? But when I was on the inside tour and I spoke to a few LEGO set designers, they mentioned how something like this just isn't possible. LEGO Design Governance says that using minifigure legs in this context is not something you can do. So I feel like if they can't do that here, modern LEGO sets won't let you use minifigure legs for fingers. So this really is one of a kind, a beautiful time capsule, something we will never see ever again. It was innovative back then and it's pretty innovative now. But the best feature of this set, well, it's not the toy itself, it's in the instructions. This thick booklet lets you make all kinds of robots, all kinds of creatures, characters, whatever. Many of them feature instructions so that you can indeed make them yourself, and others just showcase pictures that serve as inspiration. But mate, this instruction booklet is packed. There's so many great ideas, quirky designs. I love it. It's great that this era focused so heavily on creativity and inspiration. You're encouraged to take this bad boy apart and turn it into something cool like this weird mech with big feet. You can take these ideas and turn them into a beautiful reality. You can take your own creative concepts and make them into something awesome. And you're encouraged to do so. That's magical. Now, sure, modern LEGO sets, you can still take them apart and do this yourself. That's great, that's the beauty of LEGO. But sometimes people do need that little bit of a creative push or a little bit of extra inspiration. And I love that this gives that to kids and adults. Now, I do want to preface, I love modern LEGO sets. What we get, the clever design work, the beautifully intricate designs, it's so freaking good. But sometimes I miss this really strong focus on inspiration and creativity. And these instructions, well, they certainly provide that. Come on, surely we can get a modern LEGO set that has an instruction booklet like this, packed full of ideas, lots of instructions, That would be cool. But this wasn't the only excellent robot creator set. No, there's a few others. This one here hit the shelves in 2003. It's called Robobots. And you better believe it, this instruction manual, it's the same deal. Although, the minute you hit 99 years old, you cannot play with this anymore, so there's a time limit, guys. Get to building. Anyway, yeah, this is wall to wall with all sorts of inspiration and creativity. Wacky designs, cute little robots, all kinds of stuff. Oh, but look at this art. Imagery showcasing early sketches making their way into the final models. And these beautiful backgrounds with bright colors. They didn't need to go that hard, but boy they did, and boy it looks good. And then some of these wacky shots here, featuring the main robot, seemingly jumping between planets in a solar system, and a planet that appears to just be a giant disco ball? I guess that's what he's doing. He's heading to Planet Boogie and he's dancing all night long. Sick! He's even got some laser vision as we see here, and he spends his free time T-posing in parallel universes. I don't know what kind of lore LEGO is trying to establish for this guy, but I love it. I'm here for it. Just from building this set, you walk away with an understanding of who this dude is, the quirky stuff he gets up to, and you get some ideas. You're inspired to go and build more stuff, to get creative. Now that is the mark of a good toy. And by the way, this blue robot is great. I remember taking this with me on my first trip to Disneyland, and I might have had more fun playing with this than I did at Disneyland. Which is not true, I had a great time at Disney World, but the two were kind of on par. He's got this great little chest swivel, which is really fun to spin. He's got a blaster on one arm, and just above that, a nice shield. He's ready for combat. And check out how much movement this head has. Wow. Some of the joints are a little bit kind of harder to move. They do bend, but they bend in weird, unnatural ways, which is a bit of a shame, but that doesn't limit how much you can play with this toy. It's still very, very fun. The back of the instructions showcases other sets from this marvelous era of LEGO, including a few more robots that kind of tie in with this theme. Unfortunately, I no longer own this set, but I did at one point and I loved it. Look at these bold designs and bright colors. I loved this as a kid and I love it today. I need to track this set down, get myself another copy. But a set that kind of followed in the footprints of this set was Robo Platoon. A set of 3 robots, each with their own unique design. One of them here has a nice staff and shield, and a beautiful red color scheme. Yeah, this is all cool, but more chrome silver pieces, yes! My favorite of the bunch was this tan warrior, with an interesting dynamic shoulder pad, and a big old blaster. And then, a blue dude, with some jet boosters and lovely looking wings. These guys are great. All in all, this was only $10 back in the day. $10 for all that! That's some excellent value for money. So yeah, 3 separate sets, all under the one banner. But just pairing them together, you start to get this really rich and beautiful world. Now, understanding the different hierarchy and classes of robots, different sizes, different shapes. LEGO gave you bold, in-your-face, beautiful character designs, but they didn't really give you a story. But when you have quirky characters like this, it's so easy to make up your own worlds, your own characters, your own whatever. These sets were something else, man. Especially with the way that they embraced creativity and inspiration. That's the best. But I want to look back at that great Titan XP. I'm going to take a look at his pieces and show you how you can use them in your own creations. You better believe we're starting off with those chrome silver elements. A builder called Kalen has used them to build this awesome car. Hey, anytime you have anything that has mechanical details or engines, that kind of stuff, when you can make that chrome silver, that is when you're going to get something that looks beautiful. This would be still cool if it was in like light bluish gray, but when it's chrome silver, it hits different. God, that color is so beautiful. But another way you could use these chrome silver grills is what Eero Okanonen has done. Spamming them on the torso, making some sort of interesting silver fashion. It fits in with a cyberpunk context, or it could just be some sort of, exotic colors on modern fashion. That's very nice. Titan XP's shoulders make use of these interesting wedge pieces. And I like how Crashaw Build has used them for rocks. Adding in little landscape around your build, it's the perfect way to kind of round it off. Very nice. We also get some of these older style wedge pieces. Modern ones don't really have the studs and they're a bit more smoothed off. But this older visual style still looks pretty good. See how Tino Pautanen has placed one here on the torso. That looks great. And on the subject of slopes, what about these? You can see here a bunch of them on the limbs. These older pieces still look pretty good with a lot of more modern LEGO elements. It's nice to note that despite the age of some of these pieces, visually they still look so good with modern stuff that you might have today. Yeah, Titan XP has some nice parts. But hey, why don't we take a look at a revamp of this set? And this is a beauty. It's made by my good friend ShadowGear6335. So what he's done here is he's merged this set with the pieces from the more recent Ninjago Cole's Dragon Titan mech. Arguably one of the best mech suits that LEGO has ever made. And this combination, oh my word, look at it. I don't think, by the way, that this is a direct combination. There's a few extra pieces thrown in here, but look at this. It takes the charm of that original classic set and merges it with the engineering prowess of a modern Ninjago set. The end result is a highly posable, highly detailed, and very clean overall design. The whole silhouette just breathes a lot better. It doesn't feel so blocky and rigid. This feels like a living, breathing machine. Or an oil and grease machine that doesn't breathe at all. You know what I mean. ShadowGear has also taken the liberty of adding a few more advancements. Yeah, the original set had these little exhaust ports on the back. Now these become cannons that can move forward and fire. Well, they fire in your imagination, but you know. He's got new posable fingers which have even more posability than the original. That looks great. This is also a mech suit that a minifigure can fit inside of. Quite nice. And this head. Really elongating the nose and puffing out the cheeks was a nice touch. Because when I look at the original, as a kid I always saw these pieces here as the eyes. But no, the eye is in the middle, right here. But you know, with the location of these pieces, that's where you would expect the eyes to be. It kind of creates a bit of confusion. But this reworked shape, it kind of removes a lot of that uncertainty. It's very obvious that the eye is a mono eye in the middle. This redesign looks so much better. And you can say that about the entire mech. This is something else. I love the idea of taking an old set and something more modern and mixing the two together. That's just a great little creative impetus for your next creation. Maybe you could do the same. Mate, I love this revamp and I love this set. I love all these sets. This really was a peak era for LEGO. And bro, I haven't even talked about the other creator sets. Some of the other animals and dinosaurs and bugs and different stuff. That is just as good. Might have to do a separate video on those sets as well. So did you have any of these sets growing up? Are you planning on picking some up today? Well, let me know in the comments below. And check the description below and you can see more from the builders I featured today. Thank you for watching everyone, happy building, and bye for now. LEGO designer Mark Stafford told me that there were some color issues with this set. The way that early instructions used to print, sand blue, dark bluish grey and black, sometimes they would look like the exact same color. So people would be building this looking at the instructions and have no idea how to differentiate these colors. Yikes.